Mute us on this scene, and once it goes to the next one. Oh, there you go. They already are.
You got no music, nigga?
Nah.
Damn, bro.
I was on my cell phone last year, man. I just now taking baby steps, leveling up for the 2020. Like I said, I just got back at the beginning of this year, but somebody already in the comments.
Are you live? You doing live?
Yeah, we live.
Oh shit, nigga, where you streaming this to?
YouTube.
My nigga, I thought you were recording this, nigga.
Nah.
Oh shit, bro, I would have told the gang to come over.
Oh man, I posted it. I thought I mentioned you on the timeline.
No, nigga, I thought you were recording this. Oh shit, man, goddamn. Oh fuck it, man.
I think they can hear us.
Oh, you can hear us?
I think so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think they commenting.
Okay, where you at on YouTube, man? Let's say blunt.
Unless say bluntness, yeah.
Okay. Let me shut the fuck up.
Yeah, usually when I'm on here by myself, it's muted on this scene. That way, it's just a countdown. Yeah, I gotta get my music game. I don't be trying to fuck with the copyrights, and then.
Bro, there's some people on YouTube that make beats. They'll let you use it. That's how I be using on my background.
Oh really?
Yeah, one dude I use is what's his name? Man, I'll give him to you, man. But
Okay.
he free. He ain't never copied by none of my video, bro.
Okay. Yeah, once I get the platform bigger too, I'm gonna start putting some people on. Like, so I mean, everybody know people that rap. So I probably people that actually quality music. I'll start putting people on.
I'm sharing this shit right now, my G.
Cool.
Get the folks up in here.
They said they can hear.
Oh, okay.
We can go till my battery dies. I don't know how. Usually I can get about an hour and a half out my camera battery.
You gotta get a dummy battery, my G.
Would they plug into the wall?
Mm-hmm. You got a new. What you got? DSLR?
It's a mirrorless. Yeah. So basically, yeah.
Yeah, I got one for you, man. If you got a PO box, I'll chip it. I'll show you, bro. You ain't gotta worry about all that.
Oh really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I have another one that plugs in, so worst case scenario, I'll use that one. Because my shit done tapped out before one time, but here we go. I'm going to count you in. What up, dude? What's going on, everybody, man? It's Aaron Duncan here, Unnecessary Bluntness Sports Talk with a Panthers special. It's been a long time coming, y'all. It's been a long time coming. I've been trying to collab for a minute. I asked y'all who I should collab with. This is most requested. The notorious Big Cat, El Grande Gato. They say you can't do a YouTube collab without putting him on, so you got to do it. So I had to bring my man on, the one, the only, Big Cat. What's up, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm in the building, man. How you living?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm glad you got me up in here. Feeling good. Ain't got no alcohol tonight, but I'm feeling good, man.
You got no what tonight? No
alcohol.
I got a little brewski, and I took me a little shot of Uncle Nearest. You know what I'm saying? Black owned liquor. You know, gotta.
Okay. Shout out to the black owned liquor.
Yeah, got to. Got to. Just a shot. So for my peoples, but yeah, man, we got this. We've been wanting to get this going for a minute. They've been requesting you on the live stream, dog. So I had to get you to come through. You know, I had to get you to come.
Man. Thank you and your audience too, man.
Yeah, man, they dropping the pause in the comments. Kent Sullivan, shout out to Kent Sullivan. Shout out
to the fans. Shout out to DQ.
Shout out D Cash. You know what I'm saying? Let me get these comments on the screen. Actually, let me get your name up here too. They know who you are, but I'll still put your name up there. Is it 2K? I mean 2 T's?
It's 2 T's.
Okay.
Yeah. And 3 K's.
Brad Holt said, is that Big Cat Teddy's biggest fan? He said, is that you?
No, this is Teddy's latest bandwagon hopper.
So, yeah, let's start talking about Teddy, man, because I remember distinctly earlier in the season, you were a big proponent of Teddy Two Gloves, talking about he got 5 on it, got this, that, and whatever. You was dropping all the catchphrases with Teddy Oven Mitts. He looking like Teddy Oven Mitts right now. Not really 2 gloves. He got on some oven mitts because when the game gets tough, the stuff it's too hot for him. So maybe he needs some oven mitts. You know what I'm saying? Because the game, when the pressure's on, stuck down the stretch, we already seen the numbers. He's 0-7. You dropped the video earlier talking about how he blamed the system. Now, you watch the tape, you see the games like we see it, but let me know, how do you feel? Do you think it's the system, more the system, or you think it's Teddy?
Oh, shit, here we go. Shout out to the beautiful, lovely Sheena Quick. She had posted something on her Twitter timeline talking about Teddy Bridgewater says he's playing within the system. Now, do I honestly believe that it's the system or the Teddy Bridgewater? Well, I have come to the conclusion that it's 50-50. Here's my problem, y'all. Here's the problem that I have with Brady. Here's the problem that I have with Matt Rule. Is you know what Teddy Bridgewater is. Go back and look at his prior tapes. He's not fooling anybody. You knew what he was, all right?
Yeah. So
it leads me to believe, it's almost like when you believe that you can change something that you cannot be changed. You bring in somebody and say, you know what, I got... Maybe it was Ron Rivera, but I can get through to this guy and make him in. His skill set is not applicable for stretching the field. Right. I don't care if Vince Lombardi is coaching this guy. If he comes in there and try to make him stretch the field with his arm, he's not built like that.
Yeah.
So here's the conflict, my friend. You're bringing a guy who you hyped up all offseason as the perfect fit, smart guy, articulate, accurate, and now he's not doing none of those things. They have a system designed for somebody who can stretch the field. All right, and a lot of people want to sit here and blame Teddy being sacked. I watched the Minnesota game where he was only hit 3 times, sacked 0 times, and still couldn't stretch the ball down the field.
But do you think you think it was nerves though in the Minnesota game? So some people saying he was nerves because it's his former team. He's supposed to be real tight with Mike Zimmer. DJ Moore was wide open. He threw it behind him. You know what I'm saying? He's usually good in the short and intermediate. There's no way he would have missed that pass to DJ to win the game or possibly win the game in normal circumstances, in my opinion. You don't think it was nerves at all in that spot?
Nerves. You really gonna tell me I just paid your ass $63 million? Were you nervous? If my man is nervous going back home playing against all that shit, you're in the wrong profession, okay?
Yeah.
You get nervous when you see your child born for the first time. You get nervous when you goddamn get married. You don't get nervous trying to win a ball game that your job is dependent on you to do. Okay? Mm-hmm. Teddy Bridgewater is who he is. And Matt Rule and Brady try to make him into something that he's not. Okay? And here's the thing, man. The thing that a lot of people see that, you don't mess with Cam Newton. I'll be trolling y'all. I like Cam Newton, okay? When Cam Newton was at his best, for years, Cam Newton was able to improvise during that offense. He didn't have no pieces around him. Go look at the offensive line. Go look at the wide receiver core he had. But he was a hell of an improviser. Okay? It's a damn shame when you come down 7 games this year. 7 games this year, and you can't improvise on neither one of those drives. He even admitted it. He said, what did he say? According to Sheena Quick, he said, I am playing within the system. If I was there and I heard Teddy Bridgewater play that, y'all would have been yelling for security. You do what? You playing within the system. I would have been got thrown out of there, charged up in Mecklenburg County, man. I promise you that. Because it don't make no sense, man. You know what I mean? Big-time players make big-time plays, and you're not a big-time player.
That's the thing. And when I played, they always told us, like, don't be a robot. Be a football player. There's a certain point where the playbook is just lines on a piece of paper. There's that other stuff, like you saying, improvise and stuff like that, you just got to – don't be out there just thinking and try to make sure you do what the coach says or try to do this, that, and the third and do too much. Play football. Like, if you're a smart football player, use your instinct and play football. You know what I'm saying? And like he said it's the system. I don't know if that was a dig or him just saying trying to be a good noodle or whatever. But because to me, Teddy is the reason why they brought Teddy in, and all these other ex-Temple and Baylor players is because when you're a college coach, cussing out 18 to 22-year-olds, that don't fly in the NFL. You know, Nick Saban tried that junk. They got him up out the paint. Petrino tried that in Atlanta, got him up out the paint. Spurrier, he did all right, whatever, for a little bit, but he still got up out the paint. You know what I'm saying? You can't coach these grown men that's getting paid more than you like you do these modern day slave college kids that are getting whatever for free that you can call mama or threaten to take their scalp. It don't work. The message don't work the same. So he wanted to bring in some guys that he had experience with, that's picking up what he's putting down, that already trust him. That way the buy-in ain't that hard when you got a guy like Robbie or a guy like Tahir Whitehead who has no business starting for an NFL team, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that already know him. So as you start to put your system in, people will buy in because they know you. But like once you start to get your roots in the ground as a coach, then you start bringing in the real players you want. And that was my thought process. He wanted to kind of make it easy. And Teddy not gonna rock the boat. We know Cam Newton, he damn near the same age as Joe Brady. They was probably gonna clash eventually. Joe Brady calls some dumb calls like he does. Him and Cam Newton probably would have clashed. So I never thought that would work with Matt Rule. I wasn't buying that. So I mean, how do you feel about Teddy? You think he's just a placeholder for them anyway, or just a nice guy that they could kind of use for the time being?
Teddy's a nice guy. He has a minivan. He doesn't have dreadlocks. He doesn't dress like a golfer or a golf caddy. He doesn't go through his share of women. He doesn't talk back when the coach throws him under the bus. He's a mild-mannered black. Let's be honest. But here's my thing to you, Mr. Caller, man. I gotta ask you this right here. When you look at the situation, and you opened my eyes just a few seconds ago, when you said Matt Rule had to bring in all these guys that were familiar to him, who's the real baby here? Is it Teddy Bridgewater being a baby because he can't improvise? Or was it the fact that Matt Rule, who's been hyped up to be this great coach, needs security and familiar air? Excuse me. Y'all don't want me to go there.
Listen, come on, man. Because everybody just thought this was the best hire in the world. And I was like, I'm going to judge him like any other coach. Listen, I love Ron Rivera. I wanted him fired on that third year where we went, I don't know what our record was, but everybody thought he was going to get fired. I wanted him fired too. But as the years went on, I started becoming a Ron fan. I'm gonna have the same skepticism with Matt Rule as I am with Ron Rivera, because I'm not a big fan of hiring college coaches. But everybody's like, oh, he's always bad in his first couple of years, so let's da-da-da-da. But listen, that's fine if we have a lack of talent. But if we're losing games because of coaching and decision-making and game management and timeouts, and we burning timeouts, we up against the play clock every time, and we not a well-run team fundamentally, like that's a whole nother story. Like that's beyond talent. Like you can't coach talent, but you can coach the fundamentals. And if you're falling short on that, I'm calling you bluff.
Well, let me say this. You should be more disappointed in Matt Rule that half your roster you have familiarity with, and you still can't get the job done.
True.
You should be more disappointed with that.
True.
I'm not giving him credit for he did a decent job this season. No, nigga. You had half your goddamn roster you already knew, and you couldn't get those guys together. Listen, you just said it earlier. Matt Rule had to bring in guys he knew because he wanted to play it safe. I'm not impressed by a nigga playing it safe. This is life. Nothing in life is easy doing.
Yeah.
I would have had more respect for you if you had all fucking 52 guys on your roster you didn't know, and we got to the point where we at now.
Yeah.
Then I'll say, that guy's a hell of a coach. But you had a half your... Man, y'all don't want to hear it, man.
So let me ask you this question. And I brought this point up. I don't think anybody really... Some people argue with me, and they said Jeremy Chin. But I thought Jeremy Chin was going to be good regardless. As long as he got on the field and got experience, coming from a small school, as long as he got to play with the big boys, he was going to catch on. He's just that type of dude. But name me one person on this roster that has developed as the season has gotten better as the season has gone by under this coaching staff. Can you name anybody that's progressed? I mean, I'm open if it is, but I have seen no one. I'm not going to say Brian Burns because Brian Burns just needed playing time. Ron Rivera played that seniority BS. So as soon as Brian Burns got on the field, he was going to be good. But besides that, I don't see anybody that's gotten better underneath these coaches.
Well, now hold there, Sparky. Hold on for a second. Now, Zach Kerr was a guy who was forced into the role because not Derek Brown, but KK Short was hurt.
Yeah.
And Zach Kerr has made some big fucking plays for us. Let's not play that game.
Okay.
He ain't no superstar or nothing, but he has stepped into the role, and not only he stepped into the role, he has been a factor on most of these games. You know what I mean, including making some big plays for us. So if there is one person I got to give props to who doesn't get a lot of props, is Zach Kerr.
Okay.
And as of late here, I'll say Peanut too. Peanut stepping in there, man. You know, Jermaine Carter, he's stepping in there. He's doing his thing. Tahir Whitehead, again, you know what I mean, was brought in because of that familiar thing, whatever. But it didn't work out. And Peanut stepping in there, man. And now you got to ask yourself, if this switch was made earlier, how would this impact us early in the season? So those two guys right there. So don't say nobody's developing, man. You see a little bit of it.
But I just think that Jermaine Carter might have just been, like I said, with Brian Burns. He just needed an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, our linebacking core has typically been our strength until recently, obviously. I mean, we've been spoiled by having one of the best linebackers of all time. So to us, not having somebody in the middle to patrol it, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying? The past 9 years, we done seen Luke Kuechly running around, getting hyped. We've been chanting Luke. So we've been spoiled. That's the thing. We've been spoiled by not having to worry about that. We know worst case scenario, who's going to be in the right place, who's going to be running fast, who's going to play hard, who's not going to be lazy and miss their assignment, who's not going to be scared, who's going to always have heart. It was always Luke. But now you got an imposter, number 52. They don't even, whatever. They're not even calling him by his name no more. You know what I'm saying? He might be out of the paint after this year is over with. But besides that, I mean, you're right. Kerr, I'll give you Kerr. Carter, I'll give you Carter too. And I think in the comments they're saying F.A. Obata. F.A. Obata has actually been made some moves this year. And so I give them that. And maybe it was just getting out of that dang 3-4 that we were playing last year, you know. So maybe that was the case. But I just haven't been too impressed with the wizard that is Matt Rule, that everybody wants to give him the benefit of the doubt and all this process-oriented stuff. And I just feel like we needed a little bit more NFL experience on our roster as far as coaching.
Well, listen. Hold there, Skipper. Listen, Matt Rule's a good coach. I think the nigga just green. He's a little wet behind the ears. Somebody get him a nap in. Okay? You don't come in here, script this team from all of the veterans on it, and then place it with the youngest team in the league, and then you reinforce the youngest team in the league with the most inexperienced coaching staff in the league. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Now, if Matt Rule had, maybe respectful, if Matt Rule was doing his research, he would have had some more veteran defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. Instead of you getting on Matt Rule, you need to get on fucking Joe Brady's ass. Look, coming out of LSU with the most, he set a record for the most points, most yards, and they come in here with this mediocre shit. That's who you need to be, you know.
I could be wrong, but am I right in saying that he didn't even call plays at LSU? He was the passing game coordinator. It was that old man that he just brought some New Orleans Saints style philosophies, and the other guys the one that call plays. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. What the fuck is the passing coordinator? What the hell's that?
What they want to do when they don't want to fire the offensive coordinator. You know, it's all about politics and nepotism in this coaching stuff, man. It's all about politics and nepotism. But like I said, drawing up plays and being smart at football is different than actually being in there, having tempo, being able to make adjustments. Like, that's why our third quarter offensive production had been so horrible most of the season. We're not good at making adjustments. Like, you can't keep doing the same things. Your first 10 to 15 plays of the game offensively are going to be scripted. You've been watching film all week. They should be your best plays. That's why we kind of see a little decent. We move the ball ever so often. We don't have too many 3-and-outs. We went 3-and-out this past game, but I think we towards the bottom of the league when it comes to 3-and-outs. I think we've only had like 4 or 5 open and drive 3-and-outs all season. So we're pretty decent on that. So those scripted plays where you can have plenty of time to do it, but once you're up against that 40-second clock, and then you got Teddy walking up to the line of scrimmage, making checks at the line of scrimmage. If Teddy's not that, I'm mad at Joe Brady for putting all that on Teddy's plate. Like, we're always up against the play clock. They're always making an excuse. Oh, it was rushed. That's why he missed the pass on DJ Moore. We got the call in there late. Or us taking the delay of game on 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line that probably ended up costing us the game anyway. So I'm like, it's more than just drawing plays up or having a game plan. You got to be able to make them adjustments. You got to be able to get the call in, get them in and out of the huddle, get it in time, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And you can't hire anybody that's just 30 years old that has pretty much anybody that's clean showers for Sean McVay or Andy Reid's getting the job these days. But it don't work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I have been on Brady.
Yeah. Brady definitely. I think they might have put too much on it, Teddy. But can I be honest with you? I think Teddy has a small man complex. Think about this, and just hear me out here. And the reason why I say this is,
Don't do it like that.
yeah, I'm gonna say this nigga got a small man complex. From Minnesota days, he's always been looked at as, average. He's never been looked at as bad, but he's never been looked at as good. He's okay. Most Minnesota Viking fans will tell you, most New Orleans Saints fans will tell you, they don't say I love Teddy because he's a great player. I love Teddy because he's a nice guy. Don't believe me, ass nigga.
That's it.
I love Teddy because he's a nice guy.
That's it.
But he's a mediocre player. I think Teddy has a small man complex because this year, he coming out here changing plays, audibling this shit. He wants to show, I can handle it, Daddy. Let's take the training wheels off, Daddy. I got it. You know what I'm saying? And Matt Rule saying, son, if you take the training wheels off, you're going to scrape your fade. You're going to scrape your fade. I got it, Daddy. And now he's out here scraping his face, and now he want to throw the system under the... Hey, man,
mean, I get that. I get that. And Teddy, I mean, he did, like, I don't know what he has to prove. He did it. He got the contract. He's the man. He got his opportunity to be the man. Now, I know living in the ghost of Cam Newton past is tough. Like, it was going to be tough regardless. The expectations were going to be unrealistic for him because we saw Cam Newton, as inconsistent as accuracy is, like you said in your video earlier, the improvisation allows you to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. You know what I'm saying? You can make stuff happen. You could take, in 2017, a Brenton Burson and a Russell Shepard and some scrubs like that to the wild card and almost beat New Orleans in New Orleans. You could do that when you can run and you can improvise and you own running game also. But Teddy, like you said, he living in that ghost of Cam Newton, trying to prove that you can carry the team. $21 million is not a lot of money, but if like you said earlier, if everything around him needs to be perfect, we can get a young guy in here and put a perfect team around him.
Right.
And
there's nothing perfect on every play. Okay, I don't care if you got the smartest offensive coordinator in the world. Something on every play is wrong or going to go wrong. So that's why you got to have players in place to make plays when shit goes wrong. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jacksons of the world. Those guys, when stuff break down, they improvise.
Yeah.
And listen, we messed up. Because, listen, Teddy has to have things go right 95% of the time. 95% of the time, if it goes right, Teddy can hold his own. That 5% when it goes wrong, Teddy, listen, this nigga be looking confused. Call timeout, play clock running down, and you got the nerve. To want to audible out of a play for 2 yards,
bruh.
And Matt Rule nice because if I was the coach, I would have got that nigga by that face mask and took his ass to the sideline and put water in his mouth till the nigga threw up. That's what I would have fucking done.
With a waterboarded his ass. With a waterboarded ass.
Nigga, what the fuck are you?
With a waterboarded ass. With a waterboarded, man.
Man, Teddy know what he is. He got a small man complex.
Yeah.
He want to prove that he belongs. You can't hang my dude. But that's okay.
Somebody in the comments, Trill One said he got a small yards complex. I like that one. So what do you say to the Teddy Bridgewater apologists that say, oh, but he's second in the league in completion percentage. He got X amount of yards. His yards are so and so per attempt. Like He's not playing that bad. He's getting too much hype, too much blame for all this. What do you say to them people?
Look, man, the numbers are what they are. A lot of them come from check down, and you can make all the excuses you want to, man. Let me help you out, apologists. Okay, because I'm the bad guy now. I'm going rogue. Have you guys seen Star Worker, Anakin Skywalker going rogue? I'm that nigga.
Yeah.
But check this out right here, man. Teddy leads the lead in completion percentage of top 5. My man has he got the two best receivers in the league, arguably, between Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore.
They'll both go over Stack this year.
Yep. Christian McCaffrey's been hurt this year. Offensive line been inconsistent. COVID. Young coaching staff. But tell you what, apologists, check this out right here. With the youngest defense in the league, the newest coaching staff, the most inexperienced coaching staff in the league, Christian McCaffrey being out, Offensive line inconsistent. KK being hurt. Dante Jackson being out due to toe injury. With all of that, Teddy had one chance. Oh, excuse me. Two chances. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Three chances. Wait a minute. No, that nigga had 5 chances. No, what are you talking about? 7 chances. With all of that, several opportunities at the end of the game. Youngest defense in the league. COVID staff. No preseason. No 1,000 reps. Inconsistent offensive line. No Christian McCaffrey. 7 times. And you got the only stat that matters is 0 for 7. It's just not it. He's just not it, man. He's not that guy. He freezes up. You listen. Have you ever watched like what? And I hate to do this, man. Watch Cam Newton in his prime. You remember that Minnesota game where Cam Newton ran for like 62 yards with 2 minutes left on the clock?
Yeah, I watched that highlight damn near every other day. It's on my Instagram timeline.
Yeah. You knew when you had to face Cam Newton in his prime, with less than 5 minutes left and the game was on the line in his prime, you were shaking in your boot. When I looked over and seen Denver taking on Teddy Bridgewater with less than 2 minutes left, them niggas were high-fiving pouring Gatorade on their coach already. I scared of that nigga. You just ain't got it, bro. Matt Roy even threw under the bus against the Kansas City game. Late in the game, we're going sideline to sideline instead of pushing the ball down the field, eating up clock. He see it. He see it, man. I don't know what to say. You can make up all the stats and apologize for him, but the only stat that matters is 0 for 7.
Bro, and you just really kind of tweaked something in my mind about that.
Well, tweak it.
As bad as our defense is, they put us in a scenario where there was 7 times. They got the ball back to the offense 7 times. 7 scenarios to put Teddy right there. As bad as they are, they got to stop. They've been games where the Saints game, we didn't force a punt. The Falcons game, we forced 1 punt. But in these other close games, we've gotten that stop that we needed to win the game. That means the defense has played well enough to win the game. The offense just didn't do their part when they needed to, and it starts and ends with the quarterback. If you're getting the most money on, well, KK getting the bag too. But if you're getting paid the most on the team, that's where the pressure's gonna come. I know he's a nice guy. Everybody wants to be like you're being too hard on him, but when you getting that paycheck, I mean, you gotta take the good with the bad, bro. You want to be the man. This is what comes with it, and I mean, you hate to see it, but Teddy is a nice guy. But I was never a fan of the signing. Period.
I don't give a fuck if the nigga was a criminal. Nigga can't play. He can't. It's too big for him, man. The moment's too big for him.
You were a fan, though. What was the straw that broke the camel's back for you? That switched you over?
That Denver game, man.
That was it?
I had already been teetering on the fence.
Yeah.
But listen, if you go back and watch the live stream I did before the Denver game, I said, what you guys need to expect out of Teddy for the rest of the year is to keep it in the road. No hero shit. Play it safe. Make the smart read. And then when I see him go out here and literally the defense is balling out, they're holding it down.
Yeah.
You got an opportunity. Chin is doing his thing again. Not a sack strip. And then you got this guy. I mean, he's just like the fucking have you ever had like a friend that's always what do they call it? A raining on the cloud. A cloud that's raining on you.
Like a great cloud following. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when the team is doing good, then here comes this big funky ass number 5 cloud raining down on your ass, fucking up, missing wide open receivers. I remember at the end of the half, we were driving to get some points, and this guy had a wide open. I don't know if it was Robbie or Curtis Samuel. He started running back. I was like, I can't do this. I can't. It's like I don't know if he's scared. I don't know.
I think him, like you said, in Minnesota, when he first came into the league, he had an MVP running back, Hall of Fame MVP, probably the greatest running back of our generation that we've seen, Adrian Peterson. Mike Zimmer was known for his defense initially when he first started. That defense was elite, shut down. He was he came in being a game manager. Granted, he was a rookie, so you got to get your feet up underneath you anyway. But that's fine. At the point, Mike Zimmer was just like, don't mess up. Don't mess up. And that's been in his brain. Now you go to, the Jets, that was a wash. But you get traded to the Saints. And Sean Payton preaches, take the completion, take the completion, take the completion, take the complete. That's all he does. It doesn't matter what it is. That's what they say, take a completion. So he's trying to do the same thing, take completion. That's why you end up starting the game out, nine attempts, 9 completions for 36 yards. I'm like, what kind of numbers are those? And like, he's starting out very efficient. No, he's not. No, he's not. That's not starting out efficient if you average at 4 yards per completion. We can get that on the ground with Christian. Christian McCaffrey averaged 4 yards per carry. So we can get that on the ground. So I'm like, it's a thin line. And I just think it's something in his head that he may be too far gone. He may not be able to get right. He may be broken, whatever you want to call it. He may be something that you can't fix.
Well, Mr. Caller, man, you got to understand this right here. Teddy has no identity. Go back and look at listen. See, I got to do your homework. Listen, you got to be fucking with somebody.
He known for the check down.
No. Teddy has no identity. He came in. Listen to when he first got signed by the Carolina Panthers. They had a press conference. They were asking him, blah, 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 blah. He was talking about, at one point, I thought I had to be Drew Brees. Then they were asking about Cam Newton. That's the reason why I can now learn how to be myself, because when I was in New Orleans, I thought I had to be like Drew Brees, but he taught me how to operate within myself. Teddy has no identity. He don't know if he wants to be a superhero or ordinary Joe. He don't know. So that's the reason why it shows on the field. Have you ever seen Teddy on the field have the opportunity to do something big, but he almost like freezes up, or he misses a read, or that's him indecisive. He don't know. He don't have no identity. No identity. He don't know where I want to be.
Yeah.
So guess what? I'll be a fuck up. I'll just freeze up, miss guys wide open, take sacks, and throw the ball away out of a play, because I think I know he don't have an identity. And that's what you're seeing. And it's starting to come out in a bad way. It's coming out in a bad way, man.
Even the deep ball that he throws to DJ is safe. Like, if you hit DJ in stride, he's off to the races. If you watch that one deep ball that PJ Walker put on DJ, it was a perfect pass. There was a shoestring tackle by the safety that got him on the ground. When Teddy throws it, he throws it safe. He underthrows it to make sure he doesn't miss. He throws it not miss. Like, you got to play to win. You can't play to not lose. And that's how he kind of plays. And you know what I'm saying? I think somebody had a tweet, and it was perfect. It said that Teddy Bridgewater is a quarterback that can be a quarterback for your 10-win team. But Teddy Bridgewater is not going to be the reason you win 10 games. That's basically what it is. Like, if you had a roster around him, he's not going to mess it up to the point that he's gonna lose you all these games. But you got to elevate him. He's not going to elevate the play of anybody else around him. He's not going to carry anybody on the team. That's just the way he is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the way it is, man. But how do you feel about Phil Snow?
Well, listen, man. Another homeboy hookup connection. Phil Snow, hey, man, this is one of the decisions I felt like Matt Rule could have brought in a veteran defensive coordinator. He hasn't really impressed me. What's really been impressive to me is the fact that Chin and Brian Burns have been able to thrive in the bullshit scheme that he has drew up. That lets you know those guys are true athletes, that you can still shine when your coach don't know what the hell they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The defense has coming alive late with turnovers and sacks and stuff here as late these last couple of games, but it has nothing to do with Phil Snow. It has everything to do with those players just going out there being an athlete, making big-time plays, man. But I personally, I don't really, I ain't fucking with them like that, G.
Only in 2020 will a defensive coach of a Big 12 team, a conference that everybody knows don't play a lick of defense in college football, will get a promotion. This is the true definition of nepotism, if I've ever seen it. Nobody in the Big 12 plays defense. Nobody. What could you have saw in him on his resume being a defensive coordinator at Baylor that lets you know that he will be a quality defensive coordinator in the league? Like, it had to go back. You must have saw something from him when you were playing with him before, or when you coached with him before, because that's what I mean, nepotism. You didn't do it off of achievement or whatever, because nobody plays defense. We saw Baylor. The only thing I remember from Baylor last year is them blowing that 28-3 lead to Oklahoma, because it was just like the Falcons. They blew a 28-3 lead, and I'm like, okay, good job holding them to 3 points at that point, but you blew the lead and you completely collapsed to Jalen Hurts in the rest of these cats. So I'm like, what went into the interview process, or if there was an interview process for Phil Snow to get picked? Because I mean, he got played a bad hand. There's not a lot of talent on the defense per se, but at the same time, that's not an excuse in my opinion.
Oh, you want to know what happened in the interview process?
Yeah.
Let me show you what happened. Hey, what's going on, Phil? Yeah, Matt, what's good? Need a job? Yeah, I got one for you in Carolina. All right, you qualified. Come on over, man. You already knew what went down, man.
Straight up, man. Straight up. Nepotism, man. That nepotism is real. And even, I don't know if you watch Hard Knocks this year.
Yeah, I like it. I didn't watch it this year, though.
There was a dude that played linebacker, and I watched it. He never cussed. He's like Phillip Rivers. He always say fudge or crap or crud or whatever like that. And his dad he was like borderline practice squad dude. He wasn't that good. He was a good story on Hard Knocks because it was funny. But his dad is the strength and conditioning coach for the Panthers, and he used to play at Baylor with Matt Rule. So as soon like on the show, they said, "Oh man, this guy, he's good, he's tough, he's been missing some plays, but we want to bring him back on the practice squad. But I know if we cut him, the Panthers and Matt Rule are probably gonna scoop." They said it on the show. They said it. They said his dad coaches for the Panthers, and they'll probably pick him up. Lo and behold, as soon as they cut him, a day later, as soon as he didn't clear waivers. Carolina picked him up, put him on the team. His dad is a strength and conditioning coach. I don't know if he's still on the practice squad now. I forgot his name, and I haven't really been keeping up with the practice squad because of COVID and stuff now. But for them to say that, the Rams coaching staff to say that, just let you know what time it is, man. Like that nepotism is heavy. It's heavy, man. It's heavy, but it's not gonna get you. It's not gonna get you far. Like I said, if he's just using that as a Band-Aid until he can implement his system and guys buy in, okay, I get it. It's kind of weak to me, like you said.
No, it is weak. It's weak.
Yeah.
You listen. That's why I try to say Panthers fans, and I love Panthers fans because I'm a Panther fan. Panther fans are like the lowest demanding. I mean, it's like, have you ever seen a girl get with a guy who just treats her bad, but all she does, I love him. Well, that's us. We're that girl. The organization, the motherfuckers go out here, they do what they want to do, trample over us, make the decision without consideration of the fans. And we said, we love them. We'll never leave them. That's how I feel like we are. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, there's no way in hell you're for it. There's no way you got all these connections and all these familiar faces in the building, and you're 4-9. Okay, if you want to bring your homeboys in and you feel like that gives you an advantage, you better put some W's on the board. And it hasn't happened. So that's why I'm kind of looking like, okay, you're a great coach and you got the pieces you need and you're still losing? That lets me know what are you going to do when it's time to coach strangers?
Yeah.
And why can't you coach strangers? Is there something going on? What's going on? I mean, that's how my mind thinks. Like, why are you going to have 90% of your roster fucking people you know? You can't. Something's not right with that.
So how do you feel about people that say trust the process because every other place it took them 3 years and the first year was always garbage and all that? How do you feel about that? Because me, I feel like college is a whole different ball game. Like you can't draw parallels from college. Like it don't happen that way. You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel about that? People saying that just trust the process.
Well, listen, man. At some point, you honestly gotta buy in. Okay, so I don't think they're far fetched. But looking at what they were able to do this year, I can see the vision. I can see it in the future, but there's some things got to change internally and also on the roster stuff, man. So when they say you got to trust the process, you actually do. I don't think Matt Rule's a bad coach. I just think a lot of stuff he ran into this year, which I expected, he didn't know how to handle it. You know what I mean? But there were some things that this year he ran into I expected him to handle. Like, how do you not have your quarterback on the same page with play calling? Why is Teddy not trusting your play calling to the point where why are you not? Why is there an argument? Why is he not believing in your play calling? That's the stuff that's sticking in my mind. It's a critical moment in the game, and your quarterback is going against your play calling. Why are y'all not connected? Y'all, how are the fans gonna trust you when your own goddamn quarterback don't trust you? These are the things: play calling, timeouts, burning timeouts like a niggas is a chain smoker. Nigga burning time. These are the kind of things that get me worried. These are things that you don't have to be in the NFL to know. Yeah. You could be in the college and know how to manage timeout, play calling. I don't watch this dude on Minnesota Vikings game run through a 2-minute drill faster than goddamn 30 seconds. How do you run through? How do you mess up a two? These are the things that give me concern. I'm hoping the nigga was just nervous, like you were saying, or something happened. But this is coaching. On 4th and 1 against Las Vegas, you go away from your best player. How do you do that? You don't have to be in the NFL to know how to do that, my dude. Please hit me. Hit me, dude. Yeah. Do you see the shit that's going on? These are the kind of things that give me reservation about Matt Rule. Yeah. But I got to give it time. I got to see. Maybe the nigga just wet behind the ears, need a wet mic, a wet clap. Get that shit up. I don't know, my G. But these are the kind of things that give me reservation about him. I'm hoping it's just a one-off, my G.
What you said, I mean, like we were saying, like game procedural stuff when it comes to play clock, timeout, knowing when the situational football, like that fake punt we did earlier this year, instead of just going for it. Like, bro, we on the 35-yard line. Everybody know, not everybody, but we know Joey Sly has a leg. Nobody's buying you lining up in punt formation from the 35-yard line. This is not college. You're not going to go out there and rugby the kick. You're going to kick it deep, or you're going to fake the punt and try to do it and get stuffed. And that's exactly what I'm like. And then you keep preaching analytics, and we're doing a so-and-so on this. And I'm like, at least Riverboat Ron went by his gut. He ain't did on analytics. But at the same time, he knew what he had, and he trusted his player. He knew Cam Newton was 80% to get that thing on 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, or whatever. That's why he played to his strengths. You got to be able to play to your strengths. Don't go out there and try to outwit anybody when you ain't got no coaching experience. You got to go out there and play ball, man. Do what you're supposed to do. Preach the fundamentals. Be fundamentally sound. Be disciplined. Be tough, like they keep claiming they trying to be, and then just play from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's frustrating, but I don't know where my cutoff point is. Like, when will be the point where I'm just like,
not yet. Hold your low. Don't bust yet.
Yeah.
Give it at least 2 or 3 more years before you can say, you know what I mean? Like you said, like you said, another example. My nigga line up for, he did a fake punt, like 4 or 5 games in a row. I mean, it become predictable there. Yeah. I think Matt Rule, again, you know, I felt him and Teddy were in the same boat. They were, this year, it seems like those 2 guys out of everybody felt like they had to make a name for themselves. Yeah. I think Matt Rule and Teddy had to prove themselves. And at times, Matt Rule, cockiness got ahead of him. He had to prove that I can hang with the Sean Paytons and Andy Reid. I'm just as smart as these guys. And sometimes it looked okay. I'm not going to lie. So that's why I say you can't write them off just yet, man. Hold your low. Look, pinch your shit like this at the tip. Hold it for about 2 minutes, man. And 2 years, 3 years. It's going to be all right, hopefully, man. But I get your reservation and frustration, my G.
I think it's just because I wasn't a fan of the hiring anyway, because he was a college coach, so the leash is automatically going to be short. The same thing with Teddy. Teddy's leash was always short with me because I feel like we knew what Teddy was. And the crazy part is, you could say, some people say that Teddy's having a bad year. Somebody will say, like, it's solid. But in my opinion, it's not been the best year. He could have done more. It's not terrible, but it's not great. But at the same time, he's having a career year. That's when you know it's bad. Like, as mediocre as he's playing, it's a career year. The most touchdown passes he's had in the season until now is 14 touchdowns. Wow. I know he hasn't been a full-time starter but like once or twice, but still, like, come on, man. Like, this is your career year, and like, this is what's going on. You the man. Like, the circumstances are great. I get it. No off season. Training camp's been crazy. The facility was shut down 2 weeks, even during your bye week, so you really couldn't even get the extra preparation you needed for Denver. But we didn't do anything offensively for the first 3 quarters.
Hey, bro. Hey, man, look, fuck all that, man. Stop with these excuses.
Look, I'm not no apologist.
We holding up 7. 7. Even with COVID, practice, Denver short week.
What LeBron say? Not 1. Not
1, not 2. 7. You know?
Yeah, man.
And I never expected Teddy to come in here and be no Superman. Mm-mm. I said this. I always said it. Go look at my tape. I always called him a mediocre game managing quarterback, system quarterback. And I said, if you can just keep him upright and give him an opportunity, he'll reward you. I never told you he could throw it deep. I never told you he's a superstar. But I said if you give him time, if you give him the weapons, which is Robbie and DJ, he can make you look good. What I'm mad about, and this is the reason why I got 5 off it. The reason why I got off the shit was you were getting time. You did get weapons. You did have the opportunity. So these are the things that I was drilling in my fans' head. I was drilling it in them niggas' head that if you give him all of these things, he'll make you look good. But he was getting all of these things. He was making us look bad. And I said, oh, fuck no. This nigga got a shortage in his circuit breaker. And I'm off of here. I'm out. Boom! Hop off the damn ship. I'm out. Because he wasn't living up to what I was, you know what I mean? So now I'm looking like a clown. That's why I had to do a whole show.
I seen that. I saw it.
Because I look like a fucking clown now.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah. So let's talk about the future then. So what do you think Teddy's future is? He got a 3-year deal. After next year, we can get out pretty much scot-free. Only on the 3rd year, I think we can opt out and only owe him like $1 million or $2 million in dead money. So that's kind of the out. Do you think we go get a quarterback in the draft, let Teddy be that good guy and mentor him, you know what I'm saying, and then go on there? Or do we give Teddy that 2nd year and try to go at a quarterback next year? Because I like to think about it like this. Next year, once we had Christian healthy, possibly, and then probably get some more defensive guys in the draft, I'm assuming, and we get a little bit more experience on the defense, will we ever be this high in a position to draft again? To be able to get a quality quarterback. Because this quarterback class seems pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, next year they talking about, Fields, what's his name? JT Daniel, Howell from North Carolina, I guess, and a couple other guys that I haven't really been paying attention to. But do you think you'll be high enough to be able to get that? So what do you think about the future of the quarterback position?
Well, you're going to make me go into my mock draft video here, but I'll do it. I like you, man. Don't be surprised if the Carolina Panthers don't take a quarterback. Okay? Now, the reason why I say that is, damn, you're going to make me go into my draft video. All right, man.
You ain't got to spill the beans. You can give a little preview.
No, I got to. No, okay. I got to. I'm a man of my word, nigga. Yeah, man, I feel like Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence are going to be off the board. And now you got to ask yourself this. Let's say we sit at 6 right now, right?
Yeah.
So let's sit here and say.
I will say this. The Chargers are winning right now. They're the one team ahead of us in the draft. They're 4-9. If they win today, we'll jump them. And I think we're going to lose out because we got Green Bay, the football team, and the Saints. So I see us losing out, honestly. But the Chargers, they up. So we could move up, top 5 possibly. But like you said, Fields and Lawrence probably gone. So keep going.
Yeah, good Christmas present there. If we lose out. So let's say we move up to number 5, right? Now you got to ask yourself, with Fields and Lawrence off the board, do you really want to take a risk on Zach Wilson from BYU? A guy who a lot of people are saying they're high on his skill set, his accuracy. Do you really want to take a chance on Trey Lance? Again, what makes this pick extremely difficult, you better love me for this because I'm dipping into the video. Shout out to all them niggas out there. What makes this pick extremely difficult is you look at the Tua Tagovailoas. All right? Tagovailoas of the world. You look at the Joe
they always clown me how I pronounce Tua's name, so that's why I'm laughing. That's why I'm laughing at your enunciation of it. They always clown me for how I say Tua Tagovailoa or whatever. Yeah. So they always clown me.
Yeah, you got that nigga Tua Tagovailoa in that motherfucker. You got Joe Burrow and you got Justin Herbert. All 3 were rookies this year, and all 3 have looked phenomenal at times. So now you got to ask yourself, if I take one of these 2 guys, Lance or Wilson, will they give me that same production? And if you feel that way, you got to pull the trigger. But I don't think it's happening. You know why? With the 6th pick the Carolina Panthers take, hold on. There's a trade on the board. The Chicago Bears trade their first 15th pick, and they trade their 2nd-round pick to the Carolina Panthers. I think the Carolina Panthers will make a trade with the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears have a hell of a defense that is going to waste because they don't have a fucking quarterback that can get it done. I think they trade back to the 15th spot and they pick up an extra second-round pick. I think they take Alex Leatherwood, offensive tackle from Alabama. Then with the second-round pick, I think they take Trey Smith, offensive guard from Tennessee. Now you're reinforcing the offensive line. You got a Alabama offensive tackle pretty good, and you got Trey Smith. Even though he has had heart conditions, I think you rebolster that offensive line. And I think you roll from there. And if Teddy can't cut it, well, with a rebolstered offensive line, you play it out in the offseason the following year. But don't be surprised. Yeah. Trade back, get an offensive tackle, offensive guard, boom.
So you're saying trade?
You heard what I said.
Where's Chicago coming from? 15?
15, yeah.
To go from 15 to top 5, they're gonna have to give us RG3 ransom. Like we're gonna need this year's first round pick, next year's first round pick, a second, probably and a third, and we'll probably give them like a fifth in return with that. Because it's gonna be more than just a second round pick to get in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
We could get a haul.
Yeah, you can get a haul, but initially I know for sure you're going to get that 15th pick and you're going to get a second round pick. You may get something else, but for this purpose only, I'm going to say that we're going to get the first and second round pick. And I think we're going to get an offensive tackle, Alex Leatherwood from Alabama, Trey Smith with the second round pick. And then we have another second round pick. We're going to take that linebacker from UNC. I forget his name. See, y'all making me give it the draft. See, so y'all better be glad I'm giving them my preview. But
hey,
listen.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but listen. We're going to rebolster the offensive line. And they're going to give Teddy, listen, see, you're going to do it. We're going to take a quarterback in this draft. It's not going to be who you think, but we're going to take a quarterback in this draft, and there's going to be an open competition. They're not going to run Teddy out right yet, but they're going to make him earn it. They're going to make his ass earn it this offseason.
Okay. And
if he can't cut it, or if he does cut it, and he fails in the regular season, they're not going to pick up that third-year option, man. But we're going double down on offensive line. You don't believe me? Look at what we did last year. We went defensive line twice. YGM, Derek Brown. Look for us to go offensive line twice.
But, I mean, the Falcons, they did something similar with Lindstrom and what's the other guy's name? Chris, is Lindstrom and
Caleb
McGarry. Caleb McGarry.
McGarry, yeah. Colorado.
So they tried the same thing. They both, I think one had some injury troubles during training camp or something, or I don't know if he had COVID or something. He had like a heart condition or something like that. So he couldn't really practice. Yeah, he couldn't practice for a while. So they did that. One ended up being the starter. He hasn't been great. You know what I'm saying? Some offensive linemen, offensive linemen is such a crapshoot because in college, nobody runs a real system anymore. Everything's no huddle. Everything's zone blocking. Everything's quick passing or cutting or whatever. So it takes a long time. That's why you see us guys like freaking Andrew Norwell went from an undrafted free agent to an all-pro for us to the point we couldn't even afford him. Had to get him up out the paint. But you draft a guy like Greg Little who had a first-round grade, even though we drafted him pretty high. He's not working out. He don't look like he's coordinated enough to rub two nickels together. You know what I'm saying? It's really a crapshoot when it comes to O-line. So I feel like unless we top 5 and we take one of them out, like somebody like Penei Sewell or something like that, it's a crapshoot. I know the guy from Alabama, he is pretty solid, but I see us going defense early again. I would like to see Micah. If we don't go quarterback, I like Micah Parsons. We need somebody that's instant impact, that can plug that hole in the middle that we have. That's going to be, you're going to have a playmaker at every level with Brian Burns. Jeremy Chin can actually bump back to safety now and play strong safety or free safety, whatever you want him to play. And then you have Micah Parsons patrolling that middle. Somebody that's an animal and that's a beast like this with athleticism and can bring that's going to bring the thump, and that's going to be the intimidating factor. And we need that at all 3 levels. So
yeah, that was cute, man. But look, man, your analytics is cute, but you're missing the fact that they had this thing called free agency, and we could snag a veteran linebacker. You know what I mean? Even if you do bring in Michael Parsons, he's going to be a rookie. You know what I mean? Do you really want a rookie sitting here, the head of your defense, trying to call shit out and memorize and then do his job? That's too much to put on a rookie. You know what I mean? Get a veteran middle linebacker, somebody in the draft that, not a draft, but in free agency that's going to come available. Like I said, offensive line, man, people want to talk about Teddy hasn't been given time. Let's give him time. Carolina has had the worst offensive line health for like the last, I don't know what it is. It's like, you remember one offseason where the whole offensitive line had fucking broken legs or some shit?
It was last year. No, the year before last. Matt Khalil got hurt in training. Khalil, the other brother, whatever, hurt his neck. And then Michael Orr was in concussion protocol for like 2 seasons in a row. Like that man was in a dark room for a whole calendar year. Who else? We had everybody was on IR. I remember that year.
Yep.
We had guys like not Latula. Like, what's that dude's name? He always used to get in. He played guard. It was a Samoan dude. He used to play every position. He was a switch guy.
Alamina Salua.
Yeah. He was playing pretty much every position on the line of scrimmage. And Tyler Larson was our starting center for most of the year. And you're right. I mean, sure enough, the offensive line would be good. I just feel like our offense is not that far away from being great to the point that we need to address it that early in the draft. And I don't think we had the bread to go get a linebacker that we trust.
Stay right there, Mr. Collar Man. Mr. Collar Man. Let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You saying our defense, youngest defense in the league, might I ask?
Yeah.
Worst defensive coordinator in the league.
Probably.
Didn't give us a chance. They didn't give us 7 chances to win the game for the offense.
They did.
And you don't think it's a problem that we need to rebolster up the offensive line? Did you see the Chicago Bears game?
Yeah.
Did you see what the defensive line did to the offensive line?
Yeah. It was a clinic.
Hold tight. New Orleans Saints game, final drive. Did you see what that defensive line did to the to the game, to the boys?
Yeah.
So why would I address defense when as bad as people call this defense, they still gave us a shot? Why would I go defense first pick?
Because that same Saints game, we did not force a punt. Drew Brees and the punter was posted on Instagram, posting zeros in that, posting pictures because the punter just warmed up at halftime before the game. He didn't do anything else. He didn't even hold an extra point. He don't do that. And in the Falcons game, you force one punt.
It's Drew Brees. It's Matt Ryan. Both of those guys are top 50 when it comes to the goddamn passing stats. You know that, right? In NFL history.
It's true.
Both of those guys are top 50. I mean, what do you expect? Now, a lot of people are going to struggle going up against those guys, the top 50 when it comes to passing stats. My point is this, man. You got to do the unpopular thing here. Do you remember when the Cowboys went 13-3 and every goddamn lineman they had on their offensive line was fucking Pro Bowlers?
Yeah.
You got to do that. You got to do that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, so who knows how it turns out, man. If Teddy get this superstar offensive line, mind you, Teddy was able to hold it down with the Saints offensive line when they were up there. So you got to test out the theory.
That's true.
And I love Trey Lance. I personally like Trey Lance, and you need a mobile quarterback and all that, but I'm not reaching for nobody.
Yeah.
What good is a Trey Lance or a Zach Wilson behind a offensive line that can't stay healthy? Okung been out for goddamn 20 games. Greg Little, he's somewhere playing in the blind side fill-in. I don't know. Like, what good is this to go get this high-powered ass quarterback if you can't keep him healthy?
Yeah.
You're looking at the whole Cam Newton situation over again. You better improvise.
That's true. That's true.
The last thing I want to do is get a rookie quarterback that's going to be out there running for his fucking life, can't execute his offense because he ain't got time. Or I can keep my mediocre-ass quarterback, put a fortress around him, and hopefully all the things that I said I love Teddy and what he can do finally clicks in. So what you going to do, Caller? Caller, man, tell me what you going to do.
I say this. I agree. Now, the offensive line point from New Orleans is really where you got me at. I understand that completely. Now, these young quarterbacks, there's going to be pressure regardless. First of all, like Joe Burrow was getting his block knocked off. That's why he's not playing to this day. Justin Herbert get his block knocked off. We beat up Justin Herbert. As bad as our pass rush is outside of Brian Burns, we beat up Justin Herbert. You know,
Right, so
we put some licks on him.
point.
He played through it. He's still playing solid. He played through it. Tua been getting his block knocked off. His first play, he went against the Rams, got drilled by Aaron Donald. I mean Brockers. They playing through it. Now, I feel like if you don't want him seeing ghosts out there like Sam Darnold, but at the same time, you can still address the O-line later. But at the same time, do you think you're going to be up this high to be able to get your long-term answer at quarterback again? I don't know. And I'm not that high on Wilson or Lance like everybody else is either to want to reach either. So that's why I say defense over anything.
Oh, so you mean to tell me Tom Brady went in the first round, didn't he?
Mm-mm.
Wait a minute, you said Russell Wilson went in the first round?
No.
Wait a minute, though. You said you got to be that high to get your franchise quarterback. Did you just say that?
Yeah, I mean that's true, but
Fuck it with him.
where did Deshaun Watson go? Where did Patrick Mahomes go? You know what I'm saying?
Exception to the rule. There's exception to every
So
rule.
it's Tom Brady. Tom Brady. Ain't nobody getting picked one. I mean, maybe Tony Romo was. I think Tony Romo was undrafted probably too. He was a solid quarterback for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I rather shoot for the stars rather than trying to find lightning in the bottle. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just assume. Now you could find somebody later, like a Kyle Trask. Kyle Trask, like he shows some potential.
Yep.
He may be a second.
Like
he may be a second round pick. You can do that. That way you can address what you need to in the O line or make that trade, like you said. Because let's say you get that trade, and let's say you move up, the Bears take a quarterback or they take somebody. They're probably gonna be garbage again next year. So you probably, like I said, you're probably gonna get their first round pick next year. It worked out for Miami. Miami's competing for a playoff spot and still about to have a top 10 pick because they made that trade with Houston. You know what I'm saying? If you make the right moves, you can get in position to do stuff. Like I said, Miami is the number 7 seed in the AFC, but they're probably still going to be top 10. They're probably going to draft somebody from Alabama, either Waddle or probably the running back Najee Harris or something like that to bolster that team up. So if you make the right moves, if you know what you're doing, if you're willing to sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, the Miami Dolphins fans, they bought into that tank for Tua thing. So once they got Tua, they obliged the fans. But like you said, they're not giving us as fans what we want as a franchise. And like you said, people are talking about how toxic our franchise is, but I'm like, y'all must not have been on Patriots Twitter or Eagles Twitter or Saints Twitter or Falcons. We actually have a pretty pleasant fan base when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Like some people can be harsh, but they don't ask the tough questions to the coaches like that. I mean, maybe on Zoom they got a little bit more spunk to say something to them because they ain't face to face no more. But they don't ask Matt no tough questions.
No, they don't.
The toughest question they ask is about Christian McCaffrey.
As a catcher.
Yeah.
Let me get up in there as a catcher. If I get in there as a question, they're gonna lock my ass up.
You might
Probably.
Hey, put in your media. They may give you some media credentials. Just be like, hey man, let me put in a request because they let one-off people get in on them stuff sometimes because it's Zoom. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. You ain't taking up no space. It's just a Zoom. Zoom can hold up to like 100 people, I think. So you know what I'm saying. But now let's talk about the people let's talk about the dude that's making the calls on the personnel and the draft. Before we do that, everybody make sure y'all get a video thumbs up. If you have, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate my boy Big Cat joining me, bringing some of his subscribers over here to watch. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, man. I do Panthers content too. I am Aaron Duncan, as you can see on the screen. We live. Make sure you guys subscribe, comment, like, say your thoughts. Y'all going ham in the chat. I see y'all talking. But let's talk about your boy Marty Hurney, man. Clearly he has dirt on somebody in the franchise. We thought he had dirt on Jerry Richardson. We thought that's what the theory was. Jerry Richardson is dead and gone. Not dead and gone. I don't want to say dead. He kind of old.
Dead.
The statue gone. The statue gone. But it close. But what about Marty Hurney? Because he got dirt on somebody. Because he's still around. Even he's outlasted three coaches, right? Because he was with Fox, Rivera, and now Rule. Two owners. Multiple quarterbacks, but he still has a job. So, how do you feel about Marty Hurney?
Marty Hurney, he's a guy who I can see is going to be replaced by Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart brought in Roswell Douglas. Roswell Douglas was looking pretty good this year until as of late he struggled. Marty Hurney is nothing more than a placeholder. I mean, you don't give up a guy like Marty Hurney unless you can find somebody halfway decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
until they brought in Patrick Stewart, a guy who I think is pretty good, they didn't have nobody prior to that. You see what I'm saying? So why would you? It doesn't make sense. I mean, if you just to let a guy go because you don't like him now. I think he's done a hit or miss. I mean, first round picks. I mean, I guess you can give him a clap for first round picks, but other than that, he has made some questionable decisions, especially like. Remember last year they brought in Mike Davis, they brought in Ray McClown, and we didn't see none of these guys play last year. And I was wondering, like, what the hell are these guys being brought in for? You know what I mean? So now the Mike Davis pick doesn't look that bad. Ray McClown, well, he got the hell on, and he's okay, man. But I don't think he's the future. I think Patrick Stewart's the future.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He's been very hit and miss. Free agency, it's been tough. It's been up and downs. Like you said, he hits on a couple. I mean, Razul was a hit. If you want to give him credit for that, unless you giving Patrick Stewart that credit, but
Yeah.
I mean, you said up top he's good, but like later, like the Will Greer pick, trading up for Will Greer, trading up for Greg Little, like that's what make people mad. That's what the Marty Herney, because I think it's some dude. He always be on Twitter. He always trying to get Marty Herney fired. He always posts Marty Herney record after every game. He like 106 and 131 and 1 as a GM. You know what I'm saying? And I know he took over the spot after Gettleman left, and Gettleman kind of made some stupid moves for us, but. I'm hot and cold on Marty. I agree with you. I think he's a placeholder. He's here, so when these coaches and make these stupid decisions by like cutting Cam Newton or bringing in to here Whitehead.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Now run that back to me again, nigga.
When the team makes dumb decisions, like cutting Cam Newton.
Now hold on, stay right there for me now.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
You talking about Marty Herney made a dumb decision by cutting Cam Newton, you say?
Yeah.
You tell me why. I want to hear from you. Why you did it dumb?
Hindsight is 2020. So I'll just point that out first. But if Cam Newton, and I assume Cam Newton probably wouldn't have played this year under a 1-year deal. Who's going to want an extension if we plan on keeping him around. So whatever. But all things being equal, had they been able to talk him into playing on this $21 million that he had due, or 20-something million dollars that he had due, had he played what Teddy has done, would we be making these excuses? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But at the same time, if you know he's not the answer, you can get out this year. Now, Teddy, he's around at least another year, maybe a third. But at least Cam Newton, you had that scapegoat to get him about the paint when you needed to. You gave him a chance to actually try to be healthy. If he got hurt, that's the writing on the wall. Cam can't even argue that. You let him go. You know what I'm saying? But if he plays halfway decent, whatever. I mean, you can get him about the paint if you want to then. His contract is up. You have no further obligation there. And you kind of put it to the point where you be like, hey, look, we try to give him a chance, y'all, but this is what he is. So don't be mad at us when we get him about the paint. Now, you tied to the hip at Teddy. You're getting just as much criticism for Teddy playing bad. And now you in quarterback purgatory because Teddy, like I said, Teddy's good enough to get you a couple games and keep you in games. But because next year we'll mess around and go 8-8, 9-7 next year if everybody stay healthy with Teddy Bridgewater as a starting quarterback. And then we know he's not the long-term answer, so we kind of stuck. He got us pinned up against the wall. So I think keeping Cam, we could at least had that scapegoat to get up out of there if we needed to, but now we don't have that flexibility.
Could you imagine us being 4-9 and a nigga making YouTube videos with hats and shit on them? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine what the topic would be right now?
If we was 4-9 with Cam Newton, if he was healthy?
Nigga was on YouTube making hat videos, I say.
I mean, I don't really care about Cam's off the field escapades. You know what I'm saying?
You better. If you lose and get our brains busted out, you better.
He got more kids than I can count. You know what I'm saying? He left his baby mama for an IG model. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect off the field, and if this man want to spread the royal oats, let him be. But at the same time, if he gonna lay it on the line on Sundays, I'll take that. I'm not a huge fan of saying like your quarterback need to act this type of way because they're putting these people in boxes. That's why Lamar Jackson getting in trouble. They kind of put him in that box, and he trying to prove that he's something else. But you see him go out there, run for 100 yards, and win games. That's the real Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? He's not.
You wanted a nigga who throw for 69 yards and I think 74 yards the last two games. You wanted him on the roster.
Bruh, who is he throwing to?
I want to hear that shit.
Demir Bird? Demir Bird? Nikhil?
Wait a minute. Now, you just praised this nigga for doing it with Brenton Burson, Corey Brown. And none of these guys weren't shit. Why can't he do it again?
But you said it yourself. That was prime Cam Newton. That was prime Cam Newton.
Wait a minute.
This is not prime Cam Newton anymore.
So you want dog Cam Newton? Is that what you're telling me?
I will take this. I I will take a 31-year-old Cam Newton over Teddy Bridgewater. At least there's some upside with Cam. There's no upside with Teddy. Teddy is what he is. There's no upside. Cam has the upside. If he's healthy, he can do this, that, and the third. There's no if about Teddy. If you give him an O-line, if you give him weapons, if you give him time, if you give him a good defense. Well, damn, we done did all the homework for you. Right? If we give you an open book test, you better pass it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to bring to the table? That's what I'm saying. And if we're paying you this money and we have to have everything around you right, why don't we just cut you, get a cheaper quarterback? That way we can afford to pay some big-time playmakers. Because if you cut Teddy Bridgewater, that's $21 million off the books. You get somebody in on a rookie contract, you can pay a lot more people. You can bring in some more people. Because we got decent cap space this year, so we can make some moves. I think we're going to have to get rid of KK. Obviously, I know you talked about that before probably too. And then Stephen Weatherly, to me, he's probably the next biggest salary that can get up out of here. He wasn't really productive, and we need to get YGM on the field anyway. So getting them two dudes up out the paint, we got a little bit more cap space. We could do something, but we ain't going to be shopping at Dollar General like they always like to say around here. But we really ain't going to be able to do too much. But I still would have took Cam. That way you had that flexibility to get up out of there. And now Teddy, if you cut him, you're going to owe him money anyway.
So what's the matter? You don't believe in Teddy?
Never have, never will. You know what I'm saying? People.
So he hasn't done nothing good at all in your eyes this year?
Has he done nothing good? Teddy he's been himself. He's been what I expected. I mean, my old lady, she became a Panthers fan because I did. And she started watching 2013, 2014 with Cam. She was like, Teddy is so boring. Like, he's boring. Like, I spent 3.5 hours, 3.5, 4 hours watching this. This is boring. Like, this is boring. I'm like, yeah, everybody don't make football as fun as Cam Newton, but this is Teddy Bridgewater. This is what he is. I mean, this is what I expected from him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not surprised. Like, I don't know why people are surprised. This is Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy is who the fuck Teddy is. I mean, if you expected for Teddy to come in here and do what Cam Newton did, I gotta call you. Listen, I'm gonna call you to your face. You're a fucking clown. And that goes for the coaching staff. If you believe that this nigga can come in here and produce the way Cam did, you're a clown. Matter of fact, let me give you something. Normally I don't do this. I mean, Teddy is a guy who he said it himself. Shout out to Sheena Quick. She say this nigga admitted to saying that I play within the playbook or I say, so wait a minute.
Play within
Teddy
the system.
Teddy is a guy. I play within the system. Teddy is a guy. You got to hold his hand when he go pee. If not, he'll get lost back to his room. He that kind of guy. And stop expecting. See, Panthers fans make me so fucking mad sometimes. Because the ones that are sitting here flipping their lid on Teddy are the same people. I'm finna call some mess. The same people that were expecting him to replace Cam and do these superhero shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, the reason why I got out to 5 of it, like I said earlier, the reason why I took 5 off of it is because I said if you give Teddy time, if you give Teddy weapons, if you give Teddy opportunity, he'll come through. And they were giving him all those things, and he have yet to come through. And now I'm concerned. I don't think that nigga can cut it through.
So, what do you think is going to happen when Christian come back? And what do you think about the Christian situation? Because we saw, I made a video saying they was wasting CMC career because this man been out for 6 weeks. In the first game back, you get this man 28 touches, 28. Now all of them aren't their fault because Teddy Bridgewater gonna check that thing down. Christian McCaffrey had 10 receptions his first game back, and that's Teddy. That's Teddy's the check down extraordinaire. But I'm not giving no man that's been out that long 28 touches, especially when we've seen Mike Davis be effective all year. In spots, Mike Davis has been effective. So you can't take some of them spots and put him in there, take some touches away from CMC, maybe give some of them touches to Curtis like he was before. Curtis Samuel, he's a good player. He's a playmaker. Like, you can't take some of that off him. So I was pissed off about the way they was handling him. But let me know how you feel about the contract, how the coaching staff has been handling him, and if you think we should shut him down. Like, what's going on?
See what you fail to realize is when you pay a man $100 million, they can do what they want to do. And also, Mike Davis has been nursing some kind of wrist injury or hand
It's
injury.
a hand, yeah, a thumb, I
Yeah,
think, thumb.
that's the reason why. See, Mike Davis is a tough dude. I got respect for Mike. That's the reason why he was in there and trying to fight through it. That's the reason why Christian got so much work. Because even though Christian was back, Mike was still kind of hurt, but Mike was going to play through it. I'm pretty sure he got a shot or two. Christian McCaffrey, I mean, life is funny, man. 2020 is funny as hell because just a year ago, my man was setting a triple crown record and, with 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving. I just feel bad for Christian, man. And the rule is you don't give a running back $100 million. You never overly invest in running backs because running backs come and go. But they did, and I don't know if we're going to regret that or not. I know a lot of people are, that's why I say Panthers fans, they're funny. There should be some chameleons. There should be some chameleons because a lot of people are saying trade them, get rid of them. And I get it, they're frustrated. Especially like during his offseason here. Did you see the nigga was taking pictures of his underwear, modeling and shit?
He got the model girlfriend. His girlfriend, he bought that big, he just bought that big old house. You saw that house he bought?
Yeah.
He's spending that money. That money getting spent.
And that kind of pisses people off because they're like, I don't know, man. I like Christian, man. He actually signed some shit for my son and stuff. But I like him, and I just felt like it was a freak accident. Now, him being out there, I could at least see three more wins on the board for us. But I don't think we should trade him. Hopefully he'll stay healthy because the guy has never been injured in his career to the point to where he missed this amount of time. So I'm just going to write it off as a freak accident. I think they should have shut him down, let him rest and recover. I'm not saying trade him, and I still believe that he's going to be a valuable asset. I'm not saying trade him or nothing like that. Just a freak year, man. Just a freaking year.
Yeah, I mean, after giving the man 300, 400 something touches the year before, this man deserves some time off. You know what I'm saying? He deserved a check in the bag, and he deserves some time off. And this year was going to be a wash anyway. I know they keep flirting with talking about bringing him back for maybe 1 or 2 games. I don't want to see it. I don't want to risk it because this man, people forget that this man had shoulder surgery after his rookie season. If you look at his rookie pictures in the last couple games, you'll see a little black sleeve on his shoulder, and he had surgery in the offseason. They kept that thing real quiet. Now, it wasn't the same shoulder that he hurt now, but still, people don't really realize that. So you got to be careful.
It's news to me.
Yeah, look at the old pictures of him. He got a little sleeve on his shoulder. Look at the Saints playoff game in 2017, his rookie year. You'll see that sleeve on his arm, and he had off-season shoulder surgery that year. Like I said, I don't think it was the same shoulder, if I'm not mistaken. But still, it's the little nicks and knacks. Like you say, he hasn't missed a game. He's a tough dude. Even as small as he is, he a tough dude. So something got to be wrong if he's out. But at the same time, Matt Rule's trying not to play favorite, so he's like, oh, if a guy is healthy enough to play, we're not going to shut anybody down and stuff like that. And that's I don't like that. I don't like it. You got to think business. This is not college. You got to think business, make business decisions. You know what I'm saying? You got to make business decisions. So that's my thoughts.
That's what kind of scared me about Matt Rule. I mean, sometimes, you know what? I think he may be bullshitting us. I'm hopefully I'm right about this. Where he's just stringing us along week by week. He's gonna say, "Well, we thought he was healthy." Then next week he can say, "Well, he looked kind of healthy." Hopefully he'll just string us along to the end. And I hope the guy he's not trying to put him back in there. That'll make sense.
Yeah, and the fact that he hurt himself during a workout is weird to me.
Yeah, nigga was in his closet during the off season.
Yeah, we'll see. So that's
no, he was in his closet doing pull-ups.
And that's when he got hurt on the bye week.
Yeah,
that's
he was
crazy.
shooting a commercial and they were doing like pull-ups, working out. He pulled too hard, that motherfucking shoulder got hurt.
They tripping. But okay, so the last thing before we get up off here, man, because we've been going about 1 hour and 20. Let's talk about free agency. Well, now we got a little bit of cap space. We talked about probably getting rid of KK, getting that 19, 20 million off the books. I said Weatherly, he's probably going to be another $5-6 million off the books. Some people are saying restructure Shaq's contract to get some more cap space available. But besides that, there's really no other wiggle room because the only person getting a big check is Teddy. But you got guys like Taylor Moton. You saying build the offensive line. You saying it. Taylor Moton's the only bright spot. Probably all pro. He was, up until this past week, he was the highest rated right tackle by Pro Football Focus. You got him. But you also got Curtis Samuel, who's really made a name for himself this year. I mean, he finally got the opportunity to get shine. Curtis Samuel.
He did what?
Finally got his opportunity to shine.
No. He did what? He did what now?
Curtis Samuel.
What did he do?
He
finally did what?
He finally was productive, got his opportunity, and shined.
He still not fucking with it,
Say what now?
Listen, I got something for Curtis Samuel at the end of the season. You ready?
What's up?
You ready?
What's up?
Goodbye is the saddest words two ears I've ever heard. We gave all of a try, but now it's goodbye. Let Curtis Samuel go. That guy's a gadget receiver. I don't know if you can screen with him. Haven't been impressed. And if you want to sit, oh my goodness, I can't believe this blasphemous shit. You want to sit here and tell me to find a way to repay him? We can go get somebody to draft like Etwan Moore from Purdue or somebody else around here to do the same gadget shit for cheap. Let that guy go. You see what happened when DJ Moore was out? They put Robbie Anderson and Curtis Samuel lined up as the 1 and 2. You see how that turned out, right? Were you impressed? Has Curtis Samuel been the number 2? Curtis didn't
start, first of all, because of COVID. And second, he didn't get targeted. That's your boy Teddy. And once he started getting targeted, they moved the ball in the fourth quarter. They did nothing all 3 quarters when Curtis wasn't getting the ball, but they gave him the ball, and he did that. Curtis, I mean, I get what you're saying, because you can get a guy like, what's his name? What's the guy from Florida? Tony. You can get Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
He's pretty much diet Curtis Samuel, or he's Curtis Samuel light, whatever you want to call him. But
Curtis.
And he's expendable, because we need help on O-line so bad. So bad. But, I mean, Taylor Moton going to be commanding $16, $17, $18 million a year.
You got to pay it. You got to pay that shit, bro.
Yeah.
You just got to. Listen, Carolina has lost Norwell. Who else did we lose? Greg Van Roten the year before.
Yeah.
Every year we have lost some kind of big name lineman when they do good. We can't let that happen this year. And if we do happen, somebody's going to be in trouble. Marty, somebody's guys is going to be on the line. We got to pay him, man. We just got to pay him.
How you feel about them not even having contract negotiations yet? They said they haven't even started talking about it yet.
Oh, man, I think that's more so, because I think Taylor know he got the leverage. You know what I mean? I think Taylor got the leverage. He ain't on no rush.
Yeah.
He know if Carolina come with that bullshit, somebody's going to offer the bag, and they're going to be a playoff contender.
Yeah.
It's going to be somebody going to offer him the bag. So I think Taylor Moton is saying, you know what? I agree to give you guys some time to get y'all head right. Because if you come out here and insult me with some kind of shitty offer, I'm gone. So I think it's best that they keep it cool, because Taylor has the upper hand right now. Yeah. Taylor's in a good condition. He's in good situation, right? I wish I was that guy. I'll play it cool, man. You don't need to rush.
But the price going up. He shut down Joey Bosa. You shut down Cam Jordan. And then you don't give him that many pressures. You're the highest rated tackle for Pro Football Focus. You can play left tackle. They talking about if Russell Okung don't play, or he goes out, or Trent Scott gets hurt, they talking about swinging Moton over the left tackle. We've seen him play left tackle in seasons past. This dude, he can swing tackle. He was projected as a guard when he came out of the draft, so he could probably kick inside too. This dude's a valuable piece. The highest paid offensive tackle, right tackle, is Lane Johnson. He making $18 million, and he got that like 2 seasons ago. So I know with COVID, the salary cap may go up or down. So Taylor can get 16, 17, 18, like I said, and that's steep for a team that need a lot of help in free agency probably, and need some vets on this young team. So it's tough, but you're right. We can't let anybody else walk. We can't.
Yeah, we don't let Roden and we don't let Norwell go in the past. We just can't afford it no more.
But Green Bay Roten wasn't even that expensive. Like, Norwell, I get it. He was all pro. But Van Roten was solid, and he wasn't even expensive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's what pissed me off. And he came out of nowhere, too. So it's like, I don't know. It's frustrating, man. So
I'm not worried about the offensive line, because you got to realize that Matt Rule started his NFL career off at dealing with the offensive line, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So him and what is it, Pat Flaherty out there, Pat Flaherty, I think those guys know how to groom offensive linemen. You know what I mean?
They can't
but you got to address it.
They can't teach them how to stop a stunt.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. That's sad, right? But listen, you got a bunch of old. Listen, can I be honest with you? You got Russell Kuhn, who had no business being on this fucking team. You got who's that guy from Buffalo? John Miller. I ain't never heard of John Miller till his offseason.
Yeah.
I mean, you're sitting here with literally just pieces. Like everybody crying on Cam Newton nuts. You cry on Cam Newton nuts about what he don't have. Nobody on the offensive line other than Taylor Moton is worth the damn, to be honest with you. And we made it work. We made it work at times.
Yeah.
So I don't hear that Cam Newton crap. I mean, we have a less than average offensive line outside of Taylor Moton.
Yeah.
And we've been making it work.
Yeah.
So how about we actually address it, get rid of old ass Akun and nobody Miller, and bring in these two guys I just told you about? How about that?
And the bad side is we've seen worse and done, and we've done better with worse. So, yeah. But yeah, man. So we're gonna wrap up, man. Your final thoughts. Give me your final thoughts on what you think for the rest of the season. Do we need to play the young players? Get PJ in there. Get some young guys like the rookie running backs. Get them some more totes. You know what I'm saying? Get some other young guys on defense involved, like what's his name, Stanley Robinson and stuff like that. Those guys. Do you think we should get the young guys in there since we ain't got nothing to lose? Do you think we should play to win? Like Matt Rule keep talking about playing the starters. Like, how you feeling about the rest of the season?
Well, listen, man. Offensive wise, keep PJ on the bench. We don't want him fucking nothing up. Let's finish this last 3-4 game with a couple L's. Make that plan. All right, so that's not it.
PJ messing around and beat the football team this year.
No, we don't need nobody in there. But on defense, I would like to see guys like Peanut get some more opportunity. Darius Taylor, Stanley Oliver Robinson, let those guys get in there and get some reps. Because on defense, we need to figure out who we could be able to salvage. You know what I mean? Call some guys up from the practice squad. I mean, I would like to see that defense. Who can we keep? Because that side of the ball does need help. And as bad as they played this year, they still done subpar to where Teddy had 7 opportunities to win the game. Yeah. Let's not play ourselves. So yeah, they look like crap at times, but they have done an admirable job at times. So we just need to figure out what we need to tweak here. Maybe we need to bring in another defensive lineman in that rotation because KK is going to be gone. Zach Kerr, I like him, but I don't know if he's. Imagine if a healthy KK was beside Derek Brown. Imagine how that shit would have turned out. I'm not saying that Zach Kerr hasn't done a good job, but we need another superstar kind of defensive tackle to help out Derek Brown, you know what I mean, on the field. So, and let me ask you this. What do you think about our edge rushers? I mean, we got one in Brian Burns, but do you think we need another solid-ass edge rusher, like a real beast?
Yes.
YGM is still young, you know what I mean?
I'm not big on YGM. He's raw, but I think at best he's JPP. And JPP he's solid. He's a good all-around player. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna see next week when you put a bunch of first-round picks on your front four. We're gonna see when we play the football team when you got a guy like Chase Young and Kerrigan and Deron Payne and Allen and guys like that. They are some dogs. Football. You see what they did to the Steelers. When you have a front like that, it will keep you in a lot of games. If Alex Smith with Terry McLaurin and not even what's the name got hurt, they had a backup running back in there. If they can knock off the Steelers mainly because of that defensive line, that tells you a lot about what happens when you look at the 49ers. The 49ers got them first round picks on the front line. So nice. I want to have 2 dogs coming off the edges. Look what happened to us in the Super Bowl with Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware. When you had 2 dogs coming off the middle, Derek Brown taking up 2 blockers, and like you said, somebody else that can play good off the 3 technique beside Derek Brown, you can do something. It covers up a lot in your secondary. You know what I'm saying? Right. And like I said, I think we one dominant pass rusher away on the other side of Brian Burns from being over the top to the point where we're quality enough to be. Our defense doesn't need to be dominant. It's the NFL. Like, you're not going to be dominant like that. But if you can get after that passer, force pressure, force turnovers, we got enough talent on offense to be able to make up for that. Now, with Teddy, we only averaging like 23 points a game. But with a quality quarterback with 2,000-yard receivers on the outside, an all-pro running back, that's plenty if you can get a defense that can get after the quarterback and force turnovers.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
Facts.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I appreciate you hopping on, man. Everybody tuning in. I usually keep up with the comments when I'm live streaming, but I've been ignoring y'all. I apologize. Shout out Trill One, D Cash, C, Trill One, B Diva in this thing, Mike Ricks, David Barber checked in, everybody. Y'all know the usuals and all the new people. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. If y'all have not, I appreciate y'all tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Panthers YouTubers linking up. Finally, the collab happened. Y'all requested it, and we made it happen. You know what I'm saying? I plan on having you back.
Who be Diva?
B Diva, she's a Panthers fan. She always be on live streams.
Let me take a look at her.
B Diva from I think she's from North Carolina or South Carolina, one of the two.
Let me take a look.
But I appreciate you doing it, man. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you doing this. If you're willing to come back, I'll be glad to have you back another time, man. I'm probably start doing a little more collabs on Thursdays. I know I do my own live stream on Wednesdays, but Thursdays, I'll probably start doing some more collabs, talking about the Panthers strictly and catching up. And obviously, with the off season coming up soon, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. So if you want to come through, man, I'll be happy to have you, bro. So I appreciate you coming through.
Man, I appreciate you having me, man. And shout out to all the people that have been requesting it. Pause up, man. Y'all keep pounding. Y'all hold it down, man. Better days are coming for this team, man.
Yeah, man. So y'all stay safe. Y'all protect your neck. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Sanitize. Salute to all y'all out there. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Finish this thing. We out of here.